So welcome to If Then 120, something like that. Before I forget, because I always forget to say that it's an if then. If you like this author, then you might like that author. And if you've spent hours upon hours upon hours Googling like I have, check me out first. If Then DeLuise book series. And go through all the lawyer, men in plaid, Regencies, Cozy Mystery Food, Cozy Mystery Bookshop, Cozy Mystery Library, Cozy Mystery Knitting, lawyers, African American authors, Native American authors, um, FBI, Gumshoe Detective. Go through all those. There's over, like I said, there's over 120 something of them. So, anyways, I got on this vacation tangent the other day, and so if you haven't watched my uh murder on vacation, and are you staying at a hotel? Has there been a murder in your hotel? And then there's this one, and I am getting ready. It won't air for another month or so, but I am getting ready to talk about Strangers in Death. And the idea came from Strangers on a Train. See, Roth mentions to Eve, and this is the whole plot right here. Strangers on a train. What train? Nobody was on a train. I haven't run that vid for you yet, have I? Coolly, he continued to study the screen, continued to read the data. It's a good one. Mid 20th century Hitchcock film. You enjoyed Hitchcock, yeah? Briefly, two men, strangers, meet on a train, and the conversation turns to how each wishes to be rid of a certain individual in his life and how it could be done without the police suspecting them if each did the others. Very clever, as there's no real connection between the two men. It was a book at first, come to think of it. So, Strangers on a Train. Patricia Highsmith wrote the book that Hitchcock based the film on. The world of Patricia Highsmith has always been filled with ordinary people, all of whom are capable of very ordinary crimes. This theme was present from the beginning when her debut, Strangers on a Train, galvanized the reading public. Here we encounter Guy Haynes and Charles Anthony Bruno, passengers on this same train. While Guy is a successful architect in the midst of a divorce, Bruno turns out to be a sadistic psychopath who manipulates Guy into swapping murders with him. Some people are better off dead, Bruno remarks, like your wife and my father, for instance. As Bruno carries out his twisted plan, Guy is trapped in Highsmith's perilous world, where under the right circumstances, anybody is capable of murder. So that was the first inspiration for this video. The second inspiration for this video was the one that started it all. Oh, and before we forget, I should have mentioned this previously, but at the end of this video, you will get two books that I didn't know were coming out, that I accidentally stumbled upon, that are brand new releases that fit this category. And one of them, but actually, they're both my authors. And you will see this one book. You might see this one book before this video ends, because this is going to be on a Friday, and the book will be reviewed on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. So you probably see the book before you see this video. But if you haven't seen the video, go back and watch the video. Go back and watch all 4 videos. It's 4 or 5 books in the series now. So, anyways, where was it? Oh yes, this book started me on this path. Besides Strangers on a Train, this is called Murder on a Train. Murder mysteries on a train. If then 120 whatever. Murder on the Orient Express. Number 1 murder on a train book. The number 1 book. Just after midnight, a snowdrift stops the famous Orient Express in its tracks as it travels through the mountainous Balkans. The luxurious train is surprisingly full for the time of the year, but by the morning it's one passenger fewer. An American tycoon lies dead in his compartment, stabbed a dozen times, his door locked from the inside. One of the passengers is none other than Detective Hercule Poirot on vacation. Isolated and with a killer on board, Poirot must identify the murderer in case he or she decides to strike again. So that's book one. Now, I will admit, there is an author that appears twice. It was just too good to pass up. So then we have A Christmas Railway Mystery. Mr. Marston, he's the author that appears twice. December 1860, the morning shift at the Swindon Locomotive Works is about to begin, and an army of men is pouring out of the nearby terraced houses built by the GWR. Frank Rodman should have been among them, but he is destined for the grave sooner than he might expect. Oh, he will be once his missing head is found. But Christmas is fast approaching, and the last thing Inspector Colebrook needs is a complex case mirrored with contradictions. As he wrestles with one crime, he is alarmed to hear of another, the abduction of the Superintendent Tallis. Colebrook and Leeming find themselves in a hectic race to solve a brutal murder before rushing off to Kent in a bid to save the superintendent's life. You know, not that I'm being ignored or anything like that. Oops. The main character, Jacqueline Goldis. Reclusive, mysterious author Geneva X is famous for her unusual approach to crafting her best-selling thrillers. She hires real people and conducts intensive interviews, then fictionalizes them. Her latest main character, Rory, is delighted when Geneva presents her with an extravagant bonus, a lavish trip along Italy's Mediterranean coast on the famed, newly renovated Orient Express. But when Rory boards the train, she's stunned to discover that her brother, her best friend, and even her ex-fiancé are also passengers, all invited by Geneva, all hiding secrets. With each stop, Chanique Terry to Rome to Pastano, it becomes increasingly clear that Geneva has masterminded the ultimate real-life twisty plot, with Rory as her main character. As Geneva's deceptions mount and the lies and machinations of Rory's travels companions pile up, Rory begins to fear that her trip will conclude like one of Geneva's books, with a murder or two in the opulent compartments of the iconic train. Rory must untangle the shocking reasons why Geneva wanted them all aboard and to what deadly ends. Ooh, sounds mysterious. Night Train to Murder. This guy's pretty good. Mr. Green. I see he books a lot. When Ishmael Jones and his partner Penny are asked to escort a VIP on the late night train to Bath, it would appear to be a routine case. The organization has acquired intelligence that an attempt is to be made on Sir Dennis Gregson's life as he travels to Bath to take up his new position as head of the British Psychic Weapons Division. Ishmael's mission is to ensure that Sir Dennis arrives safely. How could anyone orchestrate a murder in a crowded railway carriage without being noticed and with no obvious means of escape? When a body is discovered in a locked toilet cubicle, Ishmael has just 56 minutes to solve a seemingly impossible crime before the train reaches its destination. Wicked. Where is my paper? Everyone on this train is a suspect. When Australian Mystery Writers Author Society invited me to their crime writing festival aboard the Ghan, the famous train between Darwin and Adelaide, I was hoping for some inspiration for my second book. Fiction this time. I needed a break from real people killing each other. Obviously, that didn't plan out. Murder on a Train. That's the synopsis for this. The other book by Mr. Marston. Murder in Transit. 1866, on a train bound for Portsmouth, an elegant woman shares the first-class compartment with a gentleman in a celebratory mood. Giles Blanchard reveals his lecherous side as the journey gets underway, but he will never reach his home on the Isle of Wight alive. This chance encounter is the power fortuitous for the woman and her partner in crime. They find themselves not only the richer for the picking the dead man's pocket, they also now possess the material for an extremely lucrative blackmail. And Detective Inspector Colbrook and Sergeant Limming are swiftly dispatched to sift through the evidence. They are all too aware that Her Majesty Queen Victoria, spending the summer on the island, a speedy resolution to the case is a priority for their superiors. Tracing the pair who lured Blanchard to his death is an endeavor frightened with difficulties, but would the fact that their inquiries lead them to the door of a royal residence be one of the complications too many? Have you been on a train? Ah, shit. Oh, I know. Have you been on a train? I've been on a subway. I don't remember if I've been on an Amtrak or not. I don't think so. I might have. But I have been on the subway. I take the LIRR to Jamaica, and then you switch to MTA at Jamaica. Unless, of course, that's changed. It might have changed. They might have changed names, but that's still the way to get to Manhattan. We might be doing this series. Kate Shackleton, The Body on the Train, Francis Brodie. London, 1929. In the darkness before dawn, a railway porter unloading a special train from Yorkshire discovers a man's body shot and placed in a sack. There are no means of identification to be found, and as Scotland Yard hits a dead end, they call on the indomitable Kate Shackleton, a local sleuth, confident her local knowledge and investigative skills will produce results. There is no easy task. Suspicion of political intrigue and fears of unrest in the Yorkshire coalfields impose secrecy on her already difficult task. The murder of a shopkeeper around the same time seems too much of a coincidence. The convicted felon was found with blood on his hands, but it's too tidy, and Kate becomes convinced the police have the wrong man. But then it's too late. Kate finds herself in the den of vipers. The real killer is still at large, and having tinkered with Kate's car, nearly causes her to crash. Not only that, but Scotland Yard has turned their back on her. As Kate edges towards the shocking truth, she's going to need all the strength and resourcefulness she can muster to uncover this secret web of deceit. Yes, ma'am. You look so cute sitting there. You are so cute. Yes, you are. Murder on the Christmas Express. You know, I see this, I think of the Hogwarts Express. Have you seen that Tom Hanks cartoon picture? In the early hours of Christmas Eve, the sleeper train from London to the Highland derails along the festive plans of its travelers. With the train buried in snow in the middle of nowhere, the passengers only have one another, and not all of them will reach their holiday celebrations. As a killer tries to pick passengers off one by one, former Met Detective Roz Parker can't resist one last investigation. But murder in a locked room is a formidable puzzle for even the most seasoned investigators. When accusations begin to fly, the group of travelers fractures and unexpected alliances form. And, this train, James Grady. This train races us through America's heartland carrying secrets. There is treasure in the cargo, along with an invisible puppeteer. There is also a coder named Nora, Muggsy, the yippy dog, and Ross, the too curious poet. On board is a countdown to murder. On this train there is a silver madman a targeted banker, and a crisis of conscience. This train harbors the perfect couple's conspiracies, the chaos of being a teenager, and a parenthood alongside the vows of being 10. There is a widow and a wannabe and the sleaziest billionaire. On this train, there is a suicide ticket, a bomb, sex, love, and loneliness. Heist, revenge, redemption. This train is a ticking clock roaring through 47 fictional hours of non-stop suspense and action. Check it out. Okay. Uh the book that I accidentally discovered. Where is it? So, you know my fascinations with libraries, right? Remember seeing this one? The Midnight Library? Uh we read it, we did a review on it, so please go check it out on my channel. Between life and death, there is a library. Until now, Nora C's life has been full of misery and regret. She feels that she's let everyone down, including herself, but things are about to change. When she finds herself in the Midnight Library, she has a chance to make things right. The books in the Midnight Library enable Nora to live as if she'd done things differently, each one containing a different life, a possible world in which she made a different choice that played out in an infinite number of affecting everyone she knew, as well as many people she never met. With the help of an old friend, she can now undo every decision she regrets. She tries to work out a perfect life, but things aren't always what she imagined they'd be. Soon her choices place the library and herself in extreme danger. So there's that one. And here's the new one. The Midnight Train. No one can change the past, but the Midnight Train can take you there. The chance to relive the moments that meant most, to see what kind of person you really are. From Wilbur, his best days were with Maggie, the love of his life. On his honeymoon in Venice before he gave it all away. He wishes he could go back and live differently, but to do so risks everything. Sounds like this. I'm sorry, that was there, right? And the book that you will be seeing in the next couple days on this channel, I accidentally discovered because I'm like, I forgot. This is the doctor. This is the doctor from America who went to Scotland and set up in that small little town and got involved with the. He's not the sheriff. He's the guy in charge of the town though. And the last one was the wedding that a couple was getting married at the castle, and there was a murder at the castle. And the first book was the murder of the guy that was living in her house. It was the guy's house, and it's set up as a doctor's house. She has people come in. She's the local doctor now, and she has people come into the house. The rooms are set up the doctor's office is on the first level, and her apartments are on the second level. But anyway, Death on a Scottish Train, Lucy Connolly. Summer is coming to close on a beautiful isle in Scotland, and Dr. Amelia McRoy is celebrating 1 year since her big move. With a week-long festival to end the season, the town gathers for the magical ride on the newly refurbished Storyteller's Train. But the launch success is dampened by an unexpected death. What appears to be a case of deadly allergies is soon revealed as murder, as Amelia and her assistant Abigail and the local constable Ewan, that's the guy, Ewan McGregor, unravel the mystery. The killer sets their murderous intentions on them. If they want to survive, they will need the help of all of their friends before they become the latest victim. And there you go. There are your murder on your trains, if then. You like murders on trains? Well, this was Murder on Trains. If then. And hey, if you could hit the like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. If you could watch Star Trek Next Generation recaps or Star Trek Voyager recaps, very good. If you could check out JD Rob on Saturdays. The first time I did them, I was spoiling I was talking plot and reviewing them, but they are my comfort books. So this time we're going through and reading all my favorite quotes, and we will be reading that quote on Strangers on a Train. It's a major plot point in the book, but don't care. We're just talking characters here. And unboxing on Sundays. And Flashback Mondays, I could use some suggestions. Please leave it on the Flashback Monday page. And of course, my daily book reviews. So, have a good one.